Ready. Okay, this is Sandy. Most of you don't know Sandy, but she's awesome. And she has sculpted snow for 25 to almost 30 years. She learned in Alaska, and one day she said, "Hey, do you want to come sculpt with me?" And I foolishly said, "Yes, I would love to come." So Sandy typically does a whole lot of abstract work. So we started doing abstract work. This is in Jackson, New Hampshire. And it is, we didn't realize it looked like a vagina until later. Just wanted to let you know that. Yeah, it didn't start that way. Anyway. So, yes. Oh boy, this is my sister Phoebe. We started sculpting together. I started sculpting with my sisters about 5 years ago. And what's really cool about snow sculpting is you use no power tools. It's not like ice. If you ever see someone sculpting ice, you're annoyed because there's power tools and it sounds terrible. It sounds terrible. When people sculpt snow, all you hear is shoo, 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 shoo. These are my two sisters. And I'm already crying, jeez. And what you can see is a wallpaper scraper in my sister Bria's hand in the blue jacket, and Phoebe's in the green. And I think she's actually using a horse curry comb. This is our little gnome we made. We called him Gnome Chomsky. There's a lot of pun in snow sculpting. He was an 8-foot tall gnome, and he actually was kind of an accident because we came with this design for dragons, and then 2 other teams were making dragons, and we're like, we're not gonna make a dragon. So we made a gnome, and we kind of made him up as we went along. Here we are in front of our block. Most sculptors usually take a picture of themselves in front of the block. The block is pre-packed. It's packed by humans, so humans put it in a form and actually physically stomp it down with their feet. I got and there's the gnome kind of a little more finished, so you can see him. Again, we kind of made him up as we went along, so we're pretty proud of what the result was with having made it up. It's a little hard to do sculpting that way, actually. Last year, I was invited to be on the national snow sculpting team, and I'm pretty inexperienced. So here I am suited up for my experience. We had a polar vortex. It was in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, and it was 55 below the first day. So the night before, I got those snow goggles, and I'm so glad because your eyes actually freeze shut at 55 degrees. Here's my teammate Amanda, who's really talented. This is a pretty large block. It's about 10 feet tall by about 6 feet around. This photo is taken in about 50 below weather. We had to set up our scaffolding in that temperature. It meant that we were inside about every 15 minutes to let our bodies thaw. And here we are. We're about to go to this fancy, very fancy like gala they throw for the sculptors. You're kind of treated like superheroes, right? We were the only team of all women, and they invited us to this gala, but to get there, we had to walk through very cold weather, and that's us dressed up there. Here you can see this is the first day. The temperature rose to about 35 below, which was great. And I was super proud to be like sculpting right by the Maine flag. I did say, by the way, we were the only all-female team. It's pretty rare in sculpting to have women sculpting. It's a very, very physical art form. So it is pretty rare to have an all-female team. So I was pretty proud to be on that team. We started with making an angel wrestling a demon. This was a design by my wonderful team captain, Amanda. And we used all kinds of things. This is the demon's head. He had to be sculpted separately because we had to put him on after. Because in order to get up to the angel, we actually had to have that spot where the demon's head would have been. So he was sculpted separately. And what's great about snow is you can then actually make it fit together. This is, let's see, this is like the night, this is Saturday night. I had developed a cold on the plane, and that Saturday night we sculpted all night long. I took a nap of about 2 hours, but this is Saturday evening. So this is the morning, Saturday morning at 5 a.m. I was sitting on scaffolding and I was sanding the wings of the angel, and I actually started to cry because I was cold and I was really exhausted. I hadn't slept, but then the Maine flag was there. And there it is complete. Sorry, jeez, I cry about everything. I've presented 4 times every time I cry. Anyway, so this is the completed sculpture. What's amazing is this day, Saturday, rose to 40 degrees. 40 degrees with snow is really tricky. The back of this sculpture, I just wanted to show you, I'm so proud of these cracks in the columns. I was sort of the newbie on the team, and they had me do these cracks, and all of these sculptors kept going, those cracks were so cool. And my teammates were like, what? They had just sculpted angels and demons. And here we are winning second place. I don't know if you can tell, but I was like delirious at that point. They had allowed us to go back to the hotel, and it took everything to go back out, and we were so exhausted. So we won second place. This is actually probably the highest place of any female team ever, which I'm also proud of. God, jeez, guys, sorry. And last but not least, I just wanted to say, I love sculpting, and this winter has been terrible for sculpting, but we are going to be at Quarry Road on February 22nd. This is last year's Quarry Road, and one of the things I love is to teach children how to snow sculpt. It is so fun. It is so active. So if you're interested in that, you can always come. We're probably just going to sculpt a snowbank, which is not like what a professional might do, but you are welcome to come join us. Thank you. Woo.